Hi, Peyton. I wanted to leave you some feedback on your thesis statement and outline. As a whole, I think that this is working well. I see a clear claim, and I think that it's a claim that can be proven using evidence from the text. So I think that this will work as a whole. So you want to argue that May uses pathos essentially. Um, by using words in situations that bring out feelings of curiosity, frustration, and passion. My only suggestion here is to maybe say he brings these feelings out in the reader. So you might at the end of this section get the reader in there, because what you're really examining is how May impacts the reader, right? How he is attempting to persuade the reader through emotion. So I would get the reader into this sentence here. I think you got a clear plan here, right? I wouldn't consider these key ideas, but I'm not going to fault you for that. I can see what you're doing. Here's the thing that I want you to pay attention to, though. Make sure that the specific direct quotations that you bring into your body paragraphs as evidence, make sure that you are bringing in passages that you can directly tie back to the exact emotion, right? So pathos is persuasion by emotion. So when you're bringing in that evidence, make sure it's clear, or that you are bringing in evidence that can clearly show that is the emotion that the reader is supposed to experience when they're reading it, right? So just be careful with that, because pathos can kind of sometimes be a little bit difficult to talk about well. There's just a couple of things in your introductory paragraph here that I wanna talk to you about. It's always best in professional writing to avoid second person you, unless you're writing directions and you don't. Well, I don't think you really mean you here. What you really mean is the reader. So I would just do some editing here that says, throughout Rollo May's essay, the man who was put in a cage, the reader is taken, right? So note that if you change that to the reader, you're going to have to change your verb tense as well. This next sentence threw me off a little bit, because you said, despite the psychologist knowing it is inhuman, or I think you want to say inhumane, to make a man live his life in a cage, they go about it anyway for the sake of science. So note that the reader at this point won't know who the they is, because you've only mentioned the psychologist, right? But when I got to your next sentence, I thought, oh, you know what? This would actually be better suited if it was before this sentence. So let me show you what this paragraph might look like. The reader is taken through what it is like when a regular civilian has their freedoms taken away. The story takes place in an old kingdom run by your classic cocky and selfish king. The entirety takes place. So what I'm suggesting here is play around with your organization, right? So I think that this sentence here would actually work better down here. So reread this again. In short, I think the opening sentence works, but move this sentence here up, and then think about where this might be better placed in the paragraph. The other thing, make sure that you edit for possessive form here. So you want to make sure that you get your apostrophe in here in between the G and the S, because the way that this reads right now is as if it's plural, meaning there is more than one king's castle, but there's not. There's one king, and you're talking about his castle. So you need an apostrophe there. But other than that, I think that this is working really well, and I look forward to seeing what you do with this.